Hey everybody, welcome back to Wendy's Way. This afternoon we are continuing our journey in food. I am going to try a new bread pudding recipe unlike anything I've made before. The recipe was written in weights instead of measures, which likely means it's European. And I'm gonna wing it on the amounts. I'm just gonna do it the way I think it sounds good. Since it's not a cake or a pastry or something that technically takes specific amounts of leavening and so on, I'm just gonna wing it. It's interesting though in that it's not just your typical bread, milk, eggs, cinnamon, raisins recipe. This one, instead of tearing up the bread, you're using whole slices and you're buttering them. You're putting strawberry jam in to soak up the bread to a portion, and instead of using raisins, I'm going to use craisins because the strawberry jam I have is a homemade marmalade that is terrifically sweet. It's technically a zucchini marmalade flavored with strawberry jello. That'll be a video for later. And so it's real sweet. So I'm going to use cranberries, instead of raisins. And I'm going to, I'm just going to wing it. So let's jump in and do it Wendy's way. This is the fun part right here. I love playing with recipes and just, you know, playing. Basically, take something somebody thinks should be perfect and make it Wendy's way, which is usually just the opposite. So, all right. I buttered the bread. The recipe suggested buttering it on both sides. I'm not going to do that. I've just got some, you know, old over-the-counter bread that was given to me, and I'm so in love with our homemade bread, even when I don't make it, that, you know, when it comes to the thinner, lighter stuff now, I would just rather use it for bread pudding. I'm still eating it. I still appreciate it. Okay, this is the marmalade I was telling you about. Technically, it's a zucchini marmalade. You shred the zucchini and you make a marmalade flavored with jello. And my pectin did not sit up well. So I've been using this as a strawberry sauce on ice cream and wherever it might call for some strawberry jam. So this is the first thing I'm going to do. I buttered the bottoms of the slices of bread even after I sprayed the pan. And that way, I'm pretty sure it might get a little crispy and it will not stick. So I'm going to dump about half of this. You know, it's an approximate. Like I say, nothing is perfect. We're going for jam. Yeah, that's about half. Okay. And instead of raisins, I like a little tartness, especially since that marmalade is so sweet. So I'm using cranberries instead, dried cranberries. So we got a handful of raisins, and that is approximately a cup. Now I'm gonna be crazy again and do things differently than they suggest. You know, they suggest that you butter every slice of bread on both sides. I don't want to. Here, let's pull these over so we got the partials on the other side. I'm gonna drizzle some melted butter on the top of these since I've got it on the bottom of the other ones. You know, that's just how I roll. Nothing has to be perfect, right? Nothing in the world is perfect except Jesus Christ, my Savior. And, you know, He loves me the way I am. So, there we go. Now, we're going to do some melted butter. Let me stir that up a little bit so it's not so separated. I almost always, especially now that they've started selling it at Fairway, carry gold grass-fed butter. Non-grass-fed butter looks white compared to Kerrygold's beautiful, natural, actual gold coloring. It is grass-fed. It's better for you. The nutrients are there. The flavor is there. The price is there, so it's not for everyone. But there are a few things I like to splurge on, and butter is one. Good butter. Okay. I guess it really doesn't matter what order. We're going to put the rest of that strawberry on here, as well as another handful of raisins and butter. Doesn't this look funky? It's going to be like a jelly sandwich bread pudding. Oh, there is actually, I can see a chunk there. There was actually some pineapple in that marmalade as well, for texture and flavor. Now, what's next? Okay, in my mixing bowl here, I'll put all the ingredients down below. I'm not sure this is going to be enough. I may have to redo it, but just to show you what I'm doing, I put 4 cups of whole milk, half a dozen eggs, and 2 teaspoons of allspice. Because that is, it's just got it all. It's my favorite. Get that out of the way. So we're just going to pour this over top. I am preheating my oven to 350 degrees. I don't recall how long it suggested that I bake. Of course, they were doing a much smaller batch than I'm doing. Oh, this is going to be good. Oh, I think it's going to be a good custardy one because there's so much milk and jam and butter as compared to how much bread is in there. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, this is how she looks. I'm going to throw her in a 350 degree oven, and I'll let you know how long it takes and show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, y'all, it is time to show you the finished product. It doesn't look a lot different fresh out of the oven than it did when I put it in, but the amount of milk and eggs turned out to be just perfect. I did end up baking it for 45 minutes at 350. I tried 30 minutes and it was just still soup. It just didn't have any, even a custardy, you know, it was too liquid. Anyway, another 15 minutes. So I knocked it out at 45 minutes, 350 degrees. And I've made a drizzle. Might even end up being more of a frosting. Oh, it's, I made this drizzle. Again, I'm winging it. Everything just ends up Wendy's way in this kitchen, or Bubba's way, if he's the one doing the cooking. The drizzle that I'm going to put on it is some leftover coffee, you know, just brewed coffee, cold from the bottom of the pot, about a half a cup, and a good teaspoon of vanilla, and 3 cups of powdered sugar. And I just whipped it up. So I'm hoping that the powdered sugar doesn't overwhelm the flavor of the coffee and the vanilla, but I'll drizzle over it, and if it looks like it needs more, I'll just keep going. I'll finish the video doing that. Right now, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me at Wendy's Way. We know that your time is valuable, and every bit of it that you choose to spend with us is precious. We thank you so much. If you haven't yet, check out the new Patreon page. It is patreon.com/Wendy's Way. Patreon is Patreon. This is a method that artists and creators and builders, all kinds of people can make a career out of what they do. You know, if you're passionate about something and you really, really want to do it more than anything else, you want to record it and share it with people out there, you know, in hopes that you can meet new people, you can learn new things, you can share ideas, and everyone can benefit or prosper from the experience. That's what I'm trying to do. And, you know, if I can make, you know, a job out of it, Patreon.com is simply another avenue where people can support me in my efforts if they like what I do, if I help them in any way, if I benefit them, entertain them, whatever the case may be. And it will enable me to do more. It'll enable me to buy more supplies for gardening, canning, propagating plants, and going to farmers markets or things like that. It will help me in my efforts to market the yarns that I'm so passionate about, you know, that I review and that I use to make items. And I'm just starting to become a pattern writer for crochet. I've made tons of homemade things, but I've rarely taken the time to actually record a pattern. And my patrons who go to patreon.com and decide to support me in what I do, they'll be able to get these written patterns that go along with things that I've shown you that I've made, and tutorials that I make on the designs that I've created personally. As well, every now and then, you know, I'll have drawing, or depending on how many patrons I end up with, you know, I might just decide to gift everyone, you know, Rada knives, cutlery, utensils, ice yarns, something handmade from me. You just never know. So if you would, if you feel like it, take the time, check out patreon.com/Wendy's Way. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you would. Okay, we're gonna do this now. We're gonna drizzle this baby. It is so pretty. Like I say, this drizzle, frosting, whatever you want to call it, it's pretty thin, and I don't care. It'll crust up a little bit because it's full of sugar. Again, it's just a half a cup of leftover coffee out of the pot, and powdered sugar, and some vanilla. And, ooh, it's gonna be, look at that. You know, I don't think it's going to be a drizzle. It's just going to be a full-on topping. All right. There we go. That's what I call Wendy's Way. I'm going to throw it in the refrigerator and let that sugary topping harden up and listen to Bubba pester me for the next hour until I pull it out and decide to serve him some. Y'all have a beautiful day. May the Lord who blesses me bless you as well, today and always. Amen.